Well, would you put that as the best half that we've seen the Kings play this year? I mean, 75-56, Grant Napier, Ryan and Sacktown, Jerry Reynolds. Jerry, can you play much better than that than the Kings just did in the first 24 minutes?
Well, I hope it's possible, but we haven't seen. That's the best half we've seen this year, and as good a half as a team can play. I thought all the starters were scoring in double figures, the ball moving, everybody's involved, and maybe more importantly, the defensive intensity was really picked up. So other than the fouls, really that's probably the only negative. And I thought the refs, bailed out the Bucks about three or four of them, little piddly calls. But anyway, great half.
Hey, Ryan, 22 assists, 4 turnovers. That's winning basketball.
That is winning basketball if you're Sacramento, and everything downhill too, Grant. The Kings have owned the transition game and also the fast break game 13-2 in the first half. So can't ask for much more.
That's the good news. The bad news is there's another half left. And I say that because the Kings have not shown the ability to put a whole game together for quite a while. So tonight could be the night, Jerry. But I mean, listen, do I expect the Kings to play this way in the third and fourth quarters? Probably not. But, if they just play average in the second half, they'll win this game.
Well, yeah. And as a Kings fan, I mean, it's hard to just count this one up, regardless, because we've seen blown leads and make no mistake, this is the Milwaukee Bucks. This is a championship contending team, so it's not like you're up 20 on the Grizzlies. Little bit of difference.
Yeah, great point, Jerry. And everything really did go right for the Kings, but some things didn't go right. So even though they played great, I think there's still some upside for them in the second half. But you're right, Milwaukee will adjust.
And you got to remember, Jerry, the Kings played this well without Keegan Murray, who's, an important part of their starting lineup. So what was different about this team without Keegan Murray that you liked in the first half? And again, I'm not saying the Kings are better without Murray. I'm just asking for your observation.
Yeah, well, I think that in this particular game, they played a little more zone and stuff. And so by going small, you saw the three-guard lineup on the floor most of the time. And they were still able to rebound well enough with the small lineup out there. And I think that just worked very, very good against this Bucks team, which is quite honestly a bigger team that's a little on the slow side.
Right.
They're really better in the half court than they are really in the open court, and the Kings made it an open court game.
Yeah, the one thing, Jerry, that you and I and Grant, we've all talked about on the halftime shows is the Kings extending their defense, and they've done that tonight with the pressure. Look at where the Bucks are having to start their offense. That's made a big difference.
Yeah, great point.
Yeah, huge. I mean, I don't know, really this is a team that should be with the depth at guard, and especially, with Damian and Keon, guys like that really are good picking up. And of course, Monk and Fox, you got four guys that can get out there and get after guys. And, that really changes the tempo of the game and forces it to be a faster pace, which generally is what the Kings really want.
Ryan, Jerry touched on this a moment ago. First of all, you didn't get the message. This game is a hat game. So, you forgot to wear your hat. That's number one. Number two, did you have a problem? Jerry was talking a little bit about the officiating and the Kings, or the Bucks getting bailed out a couple of times. 21-4 was the free throw attempts. 21 attempts for Milwaukee, only 4 for Sacramento. You have a problem with that?
Hell no. Here's why I don't have a problem with that. They're playing physical and they're taking it to the Bucks. You're going to foul people when you play physical. Now, can they play a little bit better without fouling? Sure. But every night I'll take it.
Well, the thing too, you're going to, Antetokounmpo's, many nights gets more free throws than most teams. But it's still, I still think they got bailed out 2 or 3 times. And, but he's a superstar and he'll get bailed out. And, why not? I mean, there's never been a superstar in the history of the game didn't get a couple calls go their way every game.
All right. So again, the Kings have a 19-point lead at the half. Damian Lillard did nothing in that first half, and I've got to believe, Jerry, that's going to change here in the second half. And if it doesn't change, the Bucks aren't going to win the game.
Yeah, they can't score enough if he doesn't really get his points. And a credit to the Kings here again. I think the Kings' quickness at the guard position has really made it tougher on Dame. Like say with the 4 guards, that that the Kings put on the floor, all of them can get after Dame. And he hasn't been able to get clean looks so far. So that's what we'll want to look at early in the third quarter. Is he able to get a clean 3-point look without somebody in his face?
Yeah, and part of that's the zone too, right, Jerry? And that's why I think the Kings need to keep going to it, as you said, because make Dame shoot himself out of that. Because when you're in zone, and Giannis and the Bucks have done a good job of it so far, Giannis is the only guy I think the Bucks can put in the middle that's going to be effective at beating that zone.
Yeah, with the zone, it's easier to match up with the guards, especially a guy like Lillard, who really is looking to get to a jump shot area. And so you've got guys that can get to him. And conversely, to your point, really, Adetokounmpo's even better against it because once you get it to him in the middle, it's over.
Jerry, every time I watch the Bucks play, I just keep on saying Drew Holiday, Drew Holiday, Drew Holiday. That's just a deal that did not work out. And again, I'm not saying the Bucks aren't going to be good in the playoffs, although I don't think they're going to go very far. This team, to me, they don't scare me, or I don't fear the Bucks the way I used to with Drew Holiday, because Drew Holiday could take your best wingman or your best guard out of the game. He could neutralize him. They don't have that anymore.
No, I agree with you. We talked about that at the time. I thought there was, and I know the Bucks, if they knew that Drew Holiday was going to end up with the Celtics, they'd have never made the deal.
Right.
But I'll tell you something else. They miss Grayson Allen.
Yeah.
Grayson Allen is a guy who, makes open shots. I mean, as good as anybody in the league. And they just really haven't replaced him.
Hey, going by 3-point percentage going into play last night, Grayson Allen was the number 1 3-point percentage shooting guard in the league.
There you go. Ryan, what's the final score for you?
This one's going to tighten up a little bit, but I do think the Kings will get to about 133. I'm going to say 133 to 117.
Jerry?
Yeah, I'll go 131 to 119. So that's
all right. I got
tighten up.
All right, I got 129 to 111. I think the Kings are going to win this game. I love the way they're playing. The Bucks can't put the ball in the ocean from outside. I mean, their 3-point shooting was invisible. Kings shot well. You get Monk. I mean, good Lord. Does Malik Monk, how many times have we talked about him at the half or at the end of the game having big games? In that first half, he had 17 points and he had 3 assists.
I mean, he's he is the Monkster, no question about it.
Yeah,
I mean, the guy just breaks people down, and I mean, he is a terrific player. I mean, my gosh, the thought of the Kings could lose him is just terrifying to me.
Yeah. The other thing that I'm looking for at the start of the second half is Mike Brown. If the Kings get off to a slow start, I think, Jerry, you've got to get Malik in there right away. You cannot wait.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He's got to be on the floor on all important minutes.
And again, I don't think this is going to happen, but boy, it sure would be nice if you could just come out and put the hammer down in the third quarter and give your players a little bit of a break, because you play in 24 hours against the Lakers, who are in town right now watching this game, and you've already won 3 times against the Lakers, and they're 3 back in a loss column of you and all of those other things. I mean, I don't think that's going to happen. I think the Bucks will make a run, but boy, it sure would be nice, Rhino, if you could give your players a little bit of a break here.
Yeah, it would be huge to get that break, because tomorrow the Lakers are coming in and they are coming in hot. That loss last week really pissed them off, and a full game this time of year is a big deal.
Yep.
Yeah, they're still scary to me. I mean, obviously Anthony Davis has been playing very well of late, and of course LeBron's LeBron. But I think, with Reeves and D'Angelo Russell, they've been getting really good play from those guys on a pretty consistent basis. And so anyway, but I agree with Grant. I'd be nice to where the guys wouldn't have to play 35 minutes here, but I just wouldn't count on that. I think there'll be a run here by this Bucks team.
Okay, here's the other issue. Trey Lyles has been ruled out of this game with a knee injury. He won't return. And Keegan Murray's not playing. And again, I said this on a show I did earlier today on Listen Up. I don't know this for sure. I'm only speculating. I got to believe that Keegan Murray's not playing tomorrow. Again, I'm just speculating on that. And if he's not available and Lyles isn't available, boy, this is the less time. This is the last thing you need at this time of the year is to be losing guys.
Yeah, and plus the big guys, you just don't have any real depth there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I think you could, if you had to, play Sabonis and Len together a little bit, but it wouldn't be something I'd feel very comfortable, for any length of time. But that's with the injury to Lyles and Keegan both. I mean, Harrison's going to really have to play a lot at the power position, and he can. So, but that means big minutes and no fouls.
Yeah, it's a concern, Ryan.
It is a concern, but I think, that's where Mike Brown, he's just got to get creative. He has in the past, and this small lineup is working. Jerry hit the nail on the head about this team being a little bit slow in Milwaukee.
All right. So, again, a great first half. Jerry, we appreciate it. We look forward to talking tomorrow at 4:00, and then we'll talk to you again at halftime. And you were able to go 2 shows in one day. You think you can handle that?
I'll get a lot of extra rest tonight so I can give you a good effort. You know what I'm saying? I'll get my second wind. So
okay,
guys, we'll see you.
I'm worried about you, Jerry. That's why I always look out after you.
Well, you should be. Everybody should be.
I mean, if 2 shows is too much, we can do Thursday instead of Wednesday. You know what I mean? If that's
Hey, I'm for whatever you want to do. You're the man. You say Thursday, we'll do Thursday. But want to do 2?
You know what? I'll tell you what. Why don't we do Thursday for this reason? That will give us a chance to talk about the Lakers game as well. So why don't we do Thursday at 4:00? How's that sound?
Perfect.
Okay.
That doesn't work for me. No, I'm just kidding. Great.
All right, Jerry.
All right. See you guys.
Appreciate it. Take care. Ryan, I think we got an opportunity for a really good post-game show tonight. I just love the way, again, I think that's as good of a half as we've seen the Kings play this year. And the question is now without Lyles and, no Murray, can they hold on here? Because I think you'll see the Bucks make a run at some point. Can the Kings hold on?
Yeah, it's going to take team basketball, and that's what they've done here in the first half, 4 starters in double digits. So if you see isolation, start to kind of cringe. But I got a good feeling, Grant.
All right. So, Ryan, we will be on right after the game. And as you just heard, Jerry will be on with us at halftime tomorrow, and then we'll do his weekly show Thursday at 4:00. Enjoy the second half, everybody. We'll see if you can light the beam. We'll be here afterwards to break it down. And don't forget, we'll take your phone calls, all coming up on If You Don't Like That. Thanks.